Ladies and gentlemen, just kidding. If we'll go ahead and settle down, we'll get going here in just a second.
Ready for a motion?
We're going to get there as fast as we can, but we're not quite there. I'm going to go ahead and call us to order then. Staff thought we were going to get a sub for 16, so they hadn't put anything in your packet, so they're printing 16, but we'll be coming to that, so we're going to go call this meeting to order, the House Higher Education Committee. We have 3 items on the agenda today. 2 we'll put before the body for their action. 1 we'll hear a brief presentation by Chairman Dempsey. First item is 736, Chairman Belton. Chairman Belton, we've worked with you several times. We appreciate it. So if you would just highlight the change, and then we'll let the committee ask questions, but I believe everybody's familiar with what we're trying to do. So I'm going to call on you at this time if you would present to us. We're working off LC 490213S. Is that correct? That's correct. Let me turn you back on.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. I really do appreciate your patience and all the hard work you've done this bill. The changes begin on line 108. It's saying that the eligible teachers prescribed in the department shall be accepted on an annual basis, subject to continuation of the program and the provisions in this code. And then in line 112, again, it mentions the participating teacher in the program on an annual basis for up to 5 consecutive years. And then line 115, subject to continuation of the program. And that's the only changes from yesterday, sir.
Thank you, Chairman Belton. And members of the committee, we did that after consultation with the attorney and with Ways and Means to make sure that we can't bind legislators that would change things in the future. It is our intention. So that is basically what would be in an annual appropriation, a bit of a funding out clause, if you will. But other than that, the bill is exactly as it were before, correct, Chairman Belton? So are there questions in regards to that change? Questions? The last thing I would spread over the committee is that 1,000 people that are mentioned in the bill, if it goes forward, that would be 1,000, picture it as 1,000 seats, if you will, or 1,000 individuals at a time. This is not 1,000 a year. There would be no more than 1,000, but if it started out with 1,000 and a number dropped out, then you could refill those seats. So just picture it as 1,000 at any given time. That was a question that had no more than 1,000 total. Seeing no further questions, Chairman Belton, thank you for bringing that. We're going to hold this over until no, I'm just kidding, Chairman Belton. We got to have a bit of levity if we can. We have before us, ladies and gentlemen, the committee, thank you for coming. LC 490213S, that's the substitute for House Bill 736. What's the pleasure of the committee? I see number 27.
Want to make a motion?
Yeah, you recognize that. We have a motion to do pass.
Do pass, yeah.
I have a motion and a second that this item move forward with a do pass recommendation. Is there discussion? Motion is do pass on LC 490213S, House Bill 736. Any further discussion? Discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion do pass signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Chairman Belton, you are on the rules. Remember they have that document packet that you need to fill out. I also need to sign, so if you'll get your portion done and drop it in 417, I'll sign it and complete it to rules. Yes, sir. Take it over there. We're gonna move forward. We don't have 16 here yet. Representative Scott, we don't have your bill. I just want to hand it to people to do that. So if you would bear with us, Chairman Dempsey, I'm going to call on you to do your best impression of the House Clerk, Bill Riley, and present to us quickly for the House Higher Ed Committee to consider House Bill 1085. Ladies and gentlemen, this measure will have a funding amount to it, so we'll hear it today. You can take it with you this evening, and we'll bring it back next week if we can do that. So, yeah, this is a hearing only, House Bill 1085, and again, the reason we're going out of order here is we're waiting on the copy of HB 16. Chairman Dempsey.
Okay, so just to make sure you have the right one, LC 338069. The bill will ensure that all private nursing programs providing a superior education to Georgia's future generations of nurses will also be eligible for this grant, the tuition equalization grant, and ensure that these programs are put on a level playing field with other private nursing programs that were grandfathered in the program in 2011. And those students who are currently eligible right now for this grant. So it will address the healthcare workforce shortage in Georgia. We are short of nurses. That's one of the big things that we particularly need. This will allow those who can also assess this private school opportunity would have the help that is necessary to help pay for it, which is one of the biggest stumbling blocks to actually entering nursing programs right now. There's several basic eligibility requirements also that are always there for the grant. You must be a U.S. citizen or national of the U.S. and have evidence from Immigration and Naturalization that the service of eligible permanent resident alien status. Must be a legal resident of Georgia, enrolled as a full-time student in an eligible private college or university in Georgia, an undergraduate student in a program of study leading to a college university degree, maintain satisfactory academic progress, be in compliance with the selective service registration requirements, not be in default or owe a refund on a student.
Chairman Dempsey, I'm going to cut you off only
You had
because I
enough.
told people
Quick.
is it fair to, if I might, and again, we're going to get to this further, but I promised everybody we'd be quick today. Is it fair to say you're including another type of education, but all of the other requirements that are required to get this grant are included in this? They don't get any special dispensation. This is just making them available to all those. Now, that said, if you want to articulate further, I'll let you do that. I was just trying to save the committee a little time. Yes, ma'am.
Many more, but yes, it would be the same thing as all the other private colleges. The award is $317 per quarter or $475 per semester. You can receive that for up to 4 quarters or 3 semesters per year. So it is simply help to increase our capacity of the nursing shortage that we have in our state through a brick and mortar college that exists today in the state of Georgia. And I do have Dr. Sean Little here if there are any questions that are germane that would help you.
I tell you, I hate to go back and forth, but we have the bill. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to ask the committee to bear with me and suspend suspend this for a second. We'll bring you back, but I know that people have other requirements. I want them to be here for the action bill. So if we will suspend on HB 1085, Representative Scott, if you want to come on up, I appreciate your patience with the chair. And again, ladies and gentlemen of the committee, this is the exact bill we had last time. It wasn't in your packet because staff had been very efficient. They had taken it out of the packet so that we would have a substitute in the event the representative wanted to do that. In conversations with some of the representatives that brought issues up before, they seem to be fine with. I'll look down at Representative Park. He is nodding in the affirmative that he is fine. He has discussed this, and you're okay moving forward with this. I talked to Chairman Perkle about his concerns. I don't see Dr. Clark here, so I'll give Representative Scott a moment, but I think you perhaps may have a winner here. So while you've got a quorum, you want to introduce us or ask the committee to move on your bill?
Yes, I would just like to say first thank you to the chairman for your assistance with this bill, and thank you to the committee. So yes, I'll just ask that you all vote in favor of House Bill 16.
Thank you. And again, we have the same bill. We had people that have spoken to it in the past. I'm going to in the interest of time, move on without additional, since we have the same measure here. Are there any questions? Anyone have any questions? If not, we have before us LC 490202S. This is a substitute to House Bill 16. If there are no further questions, what's the pleasure of the committee in regards to this item? Have a motion do pass, second by Representative Gardner, that this move forward to the Rules Committee, LC 490202S on HB 16. The motion is do pass. Is there discussion? Discussion. Yes, ma'am, you're recognized.
I would really like to thank Representative Scott for her patience in working on this important piece of legislation that's going to help some of the kids in our state that need it the most. So thank you for your patience and perseverance.
Yes, ma'am. Any further discussion? Discussion on the item we have before us, a motion do pass, LC 490202S HB 16. No further discussion. All in favor of the motion do pass signify by saying aye. Any opposed, no. That also passes. Thank you, Representative Scott. Now, if we could, we're going to go back and again have some additional comments. Go back to HB 1085. This is hearing only, but I know we have someone with an interest in the bill. If you could, and we'll have you back next week. No, please. We'll have you back next week if there are detailed questions, but if you would like to take a moment, please do. Tell us who you are and who you represent.
All right, hi. Chairman, thank you. Committee, thank you. My name is Sean Little. I'm the campus president for Chamberlain University School of Nursing. We are located here in Atlanta in the shadow of St. Joseph and across the street from Northside. We are brick and mortar. We are a fast-paced nursing program. Our graduates have a bachelor's degree in nursing science after 3 years. Our students are pretty much 25 to 35 non-traditional students, second career, third career in some cases. We do have older students. A lot of them are single parent with kids. They work 30 to 40 hours a week in addition to trying to go to nursing school. So, our goal is to help the nursing force within the state of Georgia. As you guys know, there is going to be about a 2,000 nursing shortage by 2030. Right now, over half of our population is over 50 in age, so we need to increase our workforce. Chamberlain University right now has produced the last 3 years in a row the largest number of nurses within the state. Last year, we sat 339 nurses for their boards with an 88.13% pass rate on first attempt. The standard within Georgia is 80%. What we're asking is for support for this bill so that our students can have some financial support and maybe not have to work those 40 hours a week. Also help to build up access and improve healthcare within the state. We have helped create over 1,100 nurses within the state since we've opened our doors, which is a great feat for us. Our students, even though we're located in Atlanta, our students are throughout the state. We go as far north as Dalton, as far south as Macon, Noonan, Newton. We're in Athens. We are also in all of the metro area as well. Our graduates work in all of the large facilities within the state as well as in the rural areas. Right now, we're looking at how we can impact rural health because that is a huge area of need within our state. So we're trying to see how Chamberlain can impact that as well. This bill will help us to be able to foster that growth within our state, and we're asking for support on that. I hope that was quick.
Yes, ma'am. I think that was her. Can I just very quickly, Chairman Dempsey said 317, 4 quarters, at most 4 quarters in a year. Well, they're only that, but I get that. You said 3 years. For a nurse to achieve the degree to which you referenced, would they need to go 2 semesters a year for 3 years, or is this do they need 9 semesters and they need 6? They need somewhere if they're taking, a quote, a reasonable full load.
Our students are enrolled for 3 semesters a year.
Okay.
Go all year round.
Okay.
That's how we get it done in 3 years.
Okay, that was my question. So we're like we're 9 semesters of doing that, and I was just trying to get that. Okay, again, we'll take questions as this is a hearing only, and we'll bring back Chairman Dempsey, next week as we do. But I see Representative Williams. Is that you? Number 1? Yes, sir.
That was me, Mr. Chairman. I was just going to make the motion do pass.
We may have a good thing. I want to get, I think it's only fair because these would, we would either have to identify appropriated funds to do that or have language in the bill subject to appropriations. We have neither at this point. That's the reason I wanted to have
With an amendment?
Chairman Dempsey out to have a hearing on it so we could look at that tomorrow. Chairman Dempsey has got a path forward. We'll get more of a fiscal impact of it that she'll be able to deliver us.
I do
at the next meeting.
appreciate what they're
Yes, sir.
doing. Thank you very much, because college of my town, Georgia College State University, has a long waiting list of people trying to get into the nursing program, and they just cap it. We need it. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 16, is it, okay, yes, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman Dempsey, thank you for bringing the bill, and thank you for all the work that you're doing at Chamberlain, helping to graduate nurses, especially given the need. I did have a few questions, particularly in regards to tuition equalization grants. I'm not too knowledgeable and familiar with the issue, so please bear with me. Are there any eligibility requirements on schools getting tuition equalization grants? That
List I was going through,
Okay.
actually, about the students that would the students that would qualify, but as far as the schools, there are, let me see if I can put my hand on it real quick, and it may be in the bill, I think it's in the bill. Let's look and see. They're on page 2. So if you look at the top of page 2, that is specifically the kind of school. So we have private schools that qualify that are even not for nursing right now are to get the tuition equalization grant. The students do. I know I have 2 in my hometown, Berry and Shorter, both do. But if you'll look at this, all that new language qualifies that as well. And it's very specific. You can't just be a nursing school. So qualified proprietary institution, if you start right there with that, it'll go through and talk about that it's a baccalaureate degree granting institution, continues to be Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, regional accredited agency. That will continue and tell you the very specifics. Now, all of the full-time four-year colleges also have that. This is specifically targeted for the schools that were not admitted during the 2011 rewrite of the grant bill. So this would be a new ad, but if it opened the door to all new private nursing schools, they would have to meet all of these requirements. So it's narrow, somewhat in focus of the expectation of the school.
Okay. Chairman, if I may ask one more follow-up. Thank you, Chairman Dempsey, for the clarification. So, better understanding all of these very narrow, specific qualifications, about how many nursing schools would you estimate would qualify for the tuition equalization grant with these very specific requirements and standards?
So today, as I look at the list, and I'll ask for help on that as well, many of our private colleges have nursing school components, but for the single nursing school, only one today. That meet all of those standards, including brick and mortar. If you read down that list, the narrowing and tightening of it.
Yes, ma'am.
One.
Thank you.
And you've identified something that's interesting. I mean, this is focused on a particular delivery system that has certain criteria and the word I'm looking for here, deliverables. I mean, the expectations of success, 88% and so forth. One could certainly say that we're short nurses. We should look for all ways to educate them, and then people will say, well, should it be public or private? And I will. Without getting into a long-winded discussion here, is this does call? I mean, real quickly, 9 times your semester thing is $4,200, and some, which would be, money, public money. But there's a property, plant, and equipment that goes with this component that, if not but for private people delivering this, the state would be doing 20-year bonds to build buildings and hire professors and have. So we're looking for that, and we'll take that under advisement today, tomorrow, and over the weekend. I realize this is late, but it may or may not come together for the committee's action this year. But I wanted us to have an opportunity to hear it. Number 23.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have a question. I just wanted to applaud Chairman Dempsey for presenting this bill. I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of different folks about the nursing shortage, and I applaud you for this, and I hope we can go forward with it. Also, I'd like to thank Representative Park for his questions about it. They were very good questions, very illuminating. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I would say to that too, as we deal with the shortage too, most of our public and private institutions are full with waiting lists. So this is addressing another avenue and option to try to fill the need for our state. Go to school in state and stay in state, you know?
And so I don't see any further questions on his parting words. When you come back on Monday or Tuesday, if we can do this again, be prepared, if you would, to talk to us about how you finish the drill, if you will, if there are clinicals that need your partners that you work with to do on that. I'm sure you could do that for us today, but in the interest of time, I know there's some other meetings that are starting at 1:30, and I was just been informed I was supposed to be somewhere 14 minutes ago at 1 o'clock. So I have a bill.
Mr. Chairman, if I might
I have a
say, too,
bill lingering. Yes,
if I
ma'am.
could
It
just
can
say-
linger
encourage
longer.
everyone to look up the information online and read about it a little bit more, and you know, that'll help you in the interim.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chairman Dempsey. Take this bill with you if you would over the weekend. Take a look at it. Look it online. Do your research. We'll come back next week. No further business before the committee. Thank you for coming this afternoon. No further business before the committee. Will stand adjourned without objection, and we are adjourned.